Good afternoon. I'm here with ME News 24/7, and we're here at Cloudera Evolve Dubai.
So thank you so much for giving us your time. We're very happy to be here speaking with you. Let me just jump into the first question, which is about Gen AI. When it comes to Gen AI, the cost and the value, what framework does Cloudera use to measure ROI beyond productivity and beyond cost savings?
Gen AI, like analytics, is a different genre of use cases for deployment, but the core thesis is very similar. First, you have to start with the business case for the use case itself. Second, you have to understand the prioritization frameworks based on your capabilities, based on skill sets, based on ease of execution. And third, when you actually plot it on a piece of graph, trying to understand which use cases you want to go forward with, you have to take into consideration the Gen AI specific elements, such as compute, such as scalability, such as cost per query, such as how many core hours that you actually need to be able to burning to make sure the investment on GPUs is cost neutral to get through with that. So the way we at Cloudera go about that is we start with a use case, we help customers and partners alike build a business case, but then obviously we have this concept of private AI. And the definition for private AI is your ability as a customer to be able to build enterprise AI applications in public cloud or private cloud or edge, or even your desktop. And then the idea is that the customer is able to build these applications without the data ever leaving their estate. Because of that, the private AI economics are almost 100 times better than anything else there is. So a good example would be, there is a customer for us who told us the cost it takes for them to deploy 400 models in production in private environments is the same as the cost it takes to deploy 100 models in a public environment. And that tells you the scale of the power of private AI economics there might be.
So Cloudera believes it's better to bring AI to the data instead of moving data to AI. How does this affect the way you build architectures in regulated or hybrid environments?
The most important thing that customers have to understand is A, you need to be able to trust the data you're going to use to train your models on. And B, it has to be done in a manner whereby it's not prohibitive for your use case deployment across enterprises, across functions, across departments, whichever way you look at it. So the way we say is we want to be able to bring the data to the models. So we at Cloudera help customers bring models to the data and not the data to the models. What it means is you should be able to bring your compute in any containerized environments. We allow through our Anywhere Cloud strategy to bring customers any query engine of their choice, any database of their choice. And from an architecture perspective, it's all containerized data services across the lifecycle of analytics or AI, because you still have to ingest the data, you have to prep the data, you have to wrangle the data before you can serve it up to host a model, to do RAG, to do fine tuning, and whatever the use case there might be. So as a result of that, from an architectural perspective, we're the only vendor out there for allowing you to be able to move data and assets bidirectionally across form factor deployments without application refactoring. And that is a big number, specifically in the agentic workflows, because as you can imagine, autonomous agents start to take autonomous insights and convert them into actions from different sets of areas. So defining the guardrails, defining the architectural concepts which align to your regulated industries' specific rules. For example, if you're in financial services, IFRS is a key policy guideline that you have to follow through. If you're in healthcare and life sciences, HIPAA compliance is a big thing. This is in addition to SOC 2 compliance and everything else that is considered table stake. We at Cloudera help customers provide that capability through our open data lakehouse, and we will continue to invest in these capabilities and controls, even for the defense and public sector enterprises there might be.
Okay, amazing. Thank you. Do you think companies will start using shared infrastructure for Gen AI workloads that are similar to cloud co-tenancy to reduce costs?
I think it's already started. The birth of NeoCloud affirms that, but I do think a lot of the telcos are now starting to provide GPUs as a service. I was recently in Helsinki for the AI RAN meetings. The whole idea is RAN, radio access network, is one of the most expensive, CapEx intensive investments that any telco or TMT organization has. Can you actually offer the excess capacity as a way to do inferencing for normal customers? But I do think over a period of time, a lot of the customers will start to use alternative ways because of the shortage of GPUs right now that exists.
Great. Can you run us through how Cloudera is helping countries and organizations that need their data and AI workloads to stay within national and regional borders?
So Cloudera is already starting to work with a series of organizations to help customers provide sovereign data requirements. For example, in Germany and Europe, we partnered with AWS. There was a press release that went out outlining the capabilities that we have to support these sovereign requirements. I was in India a few weeks back. We're starting to work with some of the local providers to help the Indian organizations work with the public sector. I was in Singapore last week. We're starting to work with elements around GovCloud, for example. So there are a series of organizations in different countries who will continue to double down on sovereign capabilities. We think because of our unique architecture for anywhere cloud and containerized data services in private and public environments, we should be able to help take leverage of that and advance customer needs around sovereign requirements.
Can you talk about some of the challenges that companies face when it comes to deploying private AI models behind firewalls or on premises?
Okay, there are three core things that organizations need to do. The first, they need to have a knowledge hub because you want to be able to understand the relationship between different data assets. And obviously you're building an ontology layer, which is not oftentimes available across different environments. We at Cloudera, because of our hybrid architecture, are able to help our customers get there across public and private. Second, when you build your agentic workflows, you want your workflows to be able to be reimagined, not just digitalized or automated for the enterprise AI world. The way we do that is through Cloudera AI. We have an inferencing service with NVIDIA, but we have a host of other capabilities around that for low-code, no-code tools, but also one-click deployment of the most commonly used use cases called as AMPs, Applied Machine Learning Prototypes. And thirdly, we help customers build guardrails, whether that's through a partner's Galileo or whether that's somebody else of your choice, Brain Trust, Arise, etc. And then the idea is you want to be able to have metadata governance and governance mechanisms built in for you to be able to create an enterprise intelligence center. The core for being able to build private sovereign environments starts with building this foundational layer, which is enterprise intelligence center. And that is the hard piece to do. But that is precisely what we help large customers do as Cloudera marches into the next horizon for enterprise AI.
Do you expect new job roles to appear around AI-focused data engineering or model operation?
100%. I think AI right now is a game of talent arbitrage. But just like we had the digitalization world, just like we had Web 2, there was a series of jobs that were created because the workflows were reimagined, because the types of engagement were reimagined, the type of work was reimagined. In the AI world, imagine fast forward 3 years from now or 5 years from now when robotics takes over. We do think there will be a series of new profile of capabilities and skill sets that will be required, and by extension, new jobs will be created. That will also extend to data practitioners, whether it's data engineering, data streaming, data scientists. For example, until Cursor came around or Claude Code came around, people didn't necessarily believe data engineering would have been so easy for in our world for something as simple as Spark ETL. But that is something that you can actually leverage Gen AI capabilities today for a large part of that. And that is a new skill set to be able to go through and drive the workflows forward. So I do think, yes, there will be a series of job profiles that we created.
Perfect. Thank you so much. That's all we have for you today. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you so much for having me.
Of course, it was lovely speaking to you.
Take care.